The tickets for this game, for this All-Star game, they've dropped by 50%.
The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star game in Indianapolis has dropped 48%.
We see ticket prices dropping very fast. Folks, the get-in price.
With its All-Star game, the WNBA just hit rock bottom. And the obvious marginalization of Caitlin Clark, its biggest star, is the cause. Overnight, ticket prices fell by more than 50%. Real-time fan boycotts are leaving the league empty and the venue deserted with money, trust, and the league's future at stake. It's a complete collapse.
Last night, the All-Star ticket prices have been cut by quite a lot. They have been cut by quite a lot, and I think it is a bit of a problem. But obviously, you can see here, people are clearly selling these tickets before Caitlin Clark got injured for $300. And the get-in price falling to just $64.
A $200 slap in the face was just delivered to the WNBA. The most outrageous aspect was that its biggest celebrity didn't even perform. After Caitlin Clark is disqualified from the All-Star game, ticket prices suddenly plummet by almost half. It also wasn't a slow decline, this was an unplanned fall. Something that once cost $121 is now being resold for $64 or less. They were disappearing on certain systems more quickly than users could reload the page.
This is a hell of a theory because I believe Kathy has a systematic placement for Caitlin Clark to get hurt. She said it last year, they need the drama for play.
Furthermore, this wasn't merely an injury's after effect. This served as a reminder of how much the league depends on Clark. One rookie, one player. And the entire All-Star weekend was made public after she was disqualified. The collapse was seen on all platforms. This wasn't an anomaly. This was the WNBA's economy collapsing in real time.
WNBA All-Star game tickets and kind of boycott this year All-Star game. That is because of the refereeing in regards to Caitlin Clark being targeted and pretty much not having a special whistle.
Nor were people bashful about it. I only bought these tickets to see Caitlin, supporters publicly posted. She isn't having fun. I'm leaving. It wasn't just talk either. They were skipping hotel stays, reselling, and canceling flights. The impact of the ripple was severe. Local eateries saw a decline in business. Bookings were lost by hotels. The event wasn't simply losing its appeal. All of its revenue was declining.
Caitlin Clark getting hurt. Caitlin Clark lose her fan base and lose all the hype. Guess what? The league will sink. And I'm telling you right now, just like these damn ticket prices just did, sinking like the damn Titanic.
The sink is Titanic style, and to be honest, it's not that far away. There was more to this than vacant seats and ticket stubs. This served as a sobering reminder. Caitlin Clark is more than just a celebrity. At the moment, she is the basis. The entire structure falters when she is not on the court.
Caitlin Clark gets hurt, and guess what? Your demand vanishes because people ain't gonna pay up to see these athletes that are ungrateful that their sport's growing.
Let's now discuss the numbers. A 50% decrease in ticket prices. In professional sports, that is unprecedented. In the meantime, Texas was selling WNBA All-Star tickets for less than a high school competition. No exaggeration, the cost of some AA games is higher.
But obviously, you can see here, people are clearly selling these tickets before Caitlin Clark got injured for $300.
Furthermore, this is about demand rather than hatred. Caitlin increases sales of merchandise, clicks, attention, and most importantly, butts in seats. Her absence had an impact on more than just the All-Star game. The idea that the league could maintain momentum without her was destroyed. Even some players tried to hide it, but you could sense it in the excitement and the attendance. People also noticed, as did pundits. Everything seemed hollow without Caitlin. And let's face it, a professional league shouldn't function like way. It's an issue when one absent player may cost half the price of your biggest weekend's tickets. An enormous one. It is not just regrettable, but also unsustainable.
They want to grow, but they want to grow a certain way.
Because I believe there's a system set in place by Kathy to allow Caitlin Clark to get attacked.
The league is currently in an odd position. It is mainly depending on someone it doesn't always appear to want to keep safe. Someone that is privately keeping the entire system afloat, but hasn't fully accepted in public. Fans begin to experience emotional whiplash at that point. They feel deceived, exploited, and betrayed. They came for her, and as soon as she leaves, everything falls apart.
They're going to mess around, and they're going to have creators, influencers, etc. This league will end up catching lawsuits from people.
This was more than just a poor break. Bad luck wasn't the only factor. At this point, the WNBA's whole financial and marketing plan came to light. Fans aren't merely disappointed either. They're upset, they speak. Their tickets are up. For sale, the quiet part is now being said aloud. No, Caitlin, no enthusiasm. It's not hate. That's the reality of the market. The league now needs to deal with it.
Regular sports fans criticize, sometimes harshly so.
Fans that are disappointed, let's be honest for a moment. Last week was that time. Fans are finished now. Furthermore, we're not referring to a few offensive tweets or a few posts on Reddit. No, there was a full-scale boycott at the grassroots level. Additionally, people started it without even waiting for news releases or hashtags. Their wallets speak for themselves.
WNBA is paying attention to these trends, and they're seeing firsthand what Caitlin Clark is worth to this league, especially to the All-Star.
More tickets were being sold by fans than WNBA PR could make the news. It will cost us at least $55 to get rid of them. And these weren't simply poor seats. Courtside, lower bowl, and club level are all being offered on Walmart's shelves like sale sneakers. The sale was a fire sale. Hours later, thousands of dollars were lost.
Because the referees is not going to call shit on Caitlin or nothing on you for hurting.
Additionally, Clark's absence wasn't the only factor. It concerned the reason for her absence. The atmosphere changed. The remarks were modified. It wasn't only a man. No, Caitlin, that sucks. That many were saying. They were asking, why? Are we even supporting this league if they won't protect the one player we came here for? That is not a letdown. Divorce energy is that. This leads directly to the referee scandal, the following storm, and while I acknowledge that terrible calls happen in every league, what has been going on with Caitlin Clark? It's more than just a strong defense, it's a pattern.
Yeah, I mean, there's a level of physicality that they're able to play with against her. You know, I knew it as an opponent.
A physicality you can basically get away with when playing against Caitlin Clark, because you want to know why you can get away with it.
The coach of the Fever, Stephanie White, told you straight up, Caitlin has to deal with a new degree of physicality. That's coach speak because the officials are overlooking the fact that they are beating her every night. Furthermore, it is not noise when journalists, experts, and even former players are muttering about it. A smoke signal is that
Kathy don't give a damn about no referees. Kathy don't give a damn about no Caitlin Clark. This says it all. This says it all.
This sums everything up. It goes beyond poor officiating. It's a system, a purposeful one. Supporters think Clark isn't intentionally receiving a star whistle, that she is being roughed up by the league in order to gain hits for viral drama. A blindside strike there, a small shove here. Don't make it neat. Continue the trend. However, even though it might garner some YouTube highlights, it will harm you in the long run. The media collapse arrives just when you thought things couldn't get any messier.
The players in this league, I mean, they're heading into a new CBA to try to get a new CBA, but nobody has told their players, hey, why don't you quit attacking the fans?
The WNBA star Alyssa Thomas then takes the stage and declares, fans shout horrible things. Players must be protected. We can all agree that no one deserves to be abused. However, do you know what the supporters heard? Stop criticizing us. They heard a voice said, don't jeer at us. Don't ask us questions. Don't count on us to perform well under duress.
That's the difference between you and a guy on some garbage truck somewhere, or some lady that's an accountant in some office.
And it didn't sit well with some because, as one fan put it on Twitter, you're in the spotlight. It's known as sports. You are not limited to choose applause. This isn't a team-building retreat. This is professional sports.
Why don't you quit bad-mouthing the fans? Why don't you quit labeling the fans? Yada, yada, yada.
WNBA players don't want accountability. According to experts, they desire praise devoid of criticism. To be honest, people would laugh them off the court if the NBA made the same statement. Every week, LeBron gets mocked every time Steph blinks. He is referred to as soft, and you know what? It's part of the agreement.
This is what the damn commissioner is doing. This is what Kathy is doing right now.
It becomes considerably more difficult at this point. Many of these new fans are Caitlin Clark supporters. They are the ones who purchase merchandise, watch games, and share highlights, and all of a sudden they feel assaulted, as if they are not welcome in the community they helped build.
If there's one thing Sabrina will do when it comes to a challenge format, that's rise to the occasion. She won the 2023 WNBA three-point contest. Then later that same season, 2023-2024 NBA season.
And guess who got totally overshadowed while all of this chaos raged through the timeline? Sabrina Ionescu. Look, during All-Star weekend, Sabrina was amazing. The difficulty of talents, she was slick. Three-point competition continue to splash as if it were a Nike commercial. She was out there making it rain. However, did anyone actually discuss it? Not at all. Because Caitlin Clark, the person who wasn't present, was the center of attention.
WNBA three-point contest, Caitlin Clark, Sabrina Ionescu head-to-head, the Splash Sisters going head-to-head, and unfortunately, Caitlin Clark missed it, but Sabrina, folks, that final round, Sabrina put on a show.
However, Caitlin versus Sabrina is the most painfully squandered opportunity of them. The major event, the Splash Sisters, the shooting matchup that we all desired, the WNBA's equivalent of Steph versus Dame, was meant to take place, but it was postponed or, worse, possibly lost forever. For what purpose? A strange atmosphere, a cold shoulder, and a league that didn't appear prepared for its time. It might have been this, a pivotal moment that fans would remember for years, rather. We experienced confusion, conflict, and a massive realization of what might have been.
And it's one of the worst things about this league. It kills the credibility of this league. It hurts the credibility of this league to be taken seriously. It hurts it real bad. Because regular sports fans are like, that is some crazy crap.
The WNBA had the opportunity to capitalize on the wave, attract millions of new fans, sell out venues, and make this All-Star weekend a legend, but they failed miserably. That is the tragedy, not only for the league, but also for the players, fans, and sport.
The entire weekend's economic opportunities have felt the fallout. This was conveyed with a July 18th post from NBA Central that wrote, quote, "The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star game in Indianapolis has dropped 48%.
The tickets dropped because they quit selling, bro. They quit selling.
Okay, let's discuss the elephant in the room. Not only is the WNBA in an odd position, it's experiencing a crisis. Furthermore, that isn't hyperbole. We are discussing a league that is suddenly facing a PR crisis, a potential fan boycott, skyrocketing ticket costs, and players colliding with the crowd, all the while attempting to negotiate its upcoming collective bargaining deal. The thing that determines the players' compensation, comfortable travel expenses, length of season, and other crucial factors, and you know what? All of this occurred during the league's most disastrous All-Star weekend in recent memory.
But when it comes to the vendors in the arena, the shops in the arena, they're not going to have the same amount of people patronize their business as they would if Caitlin Clark was there.
This is bad.
Additionally, not only ticket vendors suffered burns, small vendors, food trucks, restaurants, and other local businesses in Indiana that prepared for an all-star surge were left with surplus food and empty tables, according to one restaurant manager. They staffed up as though it were NBA All-Star weekend. Rather, there were no persons present. What should have been a city cash cow merch booths, silent hotels, last-minute cancellations became a financial bust.
That's why I'm not there. She's out here doing the Dougie. She's doing the damn Dougie.
And to be honest, that strikes a chord, though unpolished, it's authentic. A sizable portion of this new audience, which Caitlin Clark essentially brought in on her own, isn't here to congratulate the league. Their purpose is not to participate. In a social movement, their desire for entertainment is the reason they are here. Similar to what fans receive from the NFL, NBA, and NCAA March Madness, they want buzzer beaters, rivalries, trash talk, and star power, and they bounce if they don't understand that.
And it's because people hear the kind of things they hear from Alyssa Thomas when she's talking about the fan, and they don't want to be criticized. These athletes in this league do not want to be criticized.
This leads to the actual fork in the road. Which league is the WNBA hoping to become? With all of the chaos that comes with becoming a popular, lucrative professional league, is it prepared to embrace it fully, or is it content to remain in this strange limbo, too sensitive to scale up but too specialized for genuine attention, because you can't have both right now? When fans demand your biggest star receive a fair shake, call out coaches, or schedule free throws, you can't expect to be taken seriously and appear shocked. The WNBA recently hosted a weekend that ought to have been a national event. Instead, there was no accountability for the league's biggest draw's absence, players becoming defensive online, ticket prices plummeting, irate fans leaving, and a commissioner caught on camera dancing as everything fell. That isn't progress, that's a glitter-encrusted PR disaster.
I can't imagine, folks, you know how many NBA players can get injured? And the prices would never drop to this.
Here's the question now. Is this still regarded as a side project, or is it a professional sports league? Because stars are handled carefully in big leagues. Serious leagues are adept at handling controversies. One player missing a game doesn't, cause serious leagues to collapse. They adjust, they deliver, they safeguard the item. Therefore, if you're sick of the unfair treatment and poor leadership, click like, subscribe, and comment with your ideas.